Back at you. Hey, Megan. And you're in, girl. How are
Hi.
you?
I'm doing well. How are
Good.
you?
Amanda's on.
Hi,
I'm
Amanda.
I'm like I knew some of the LU group was gonna get on.
Oh,
So
of
you look at us with
course.
our yellow. We didn't even plan this. Our yellow and black.
I know. Okay, look at us. Always on the same wavelength. I love
Always,
it.
girl.
Even miles
We're
away.
connected. No ocean. What did the song say? Ain't no ocean wide enough.
Yes. Yes. Don't ask me to do song lyrics.
I know. Well,
Turn this up.
good to see you, and I'm glad that you could join us for Core's first story series. We're doing a story series this month for March for Women's History Month, and I'm super excited. You're our second ever guest on our live, and of course, we have you, not only a Core sister, but also before there was Core, there was Heart to Heart. And I was like thinking
Yeah.
Megan was the president of Heart to Heart when we started Heart
I
to Heart in
know.
Oklahoma. So so excited to meet with you today and talk with you a little bit about advocacy. We're talking about advocacy and mentorship and sponsorship, but particularly with the theme, just actually the global theme of Women's History Month, about celebrating women who advocate for diversity and in just every field. That's just, I think that it was really important for us to just pick just across our core sisters, some women who could really speak to that. So, but before we dig into that, tell me a little bit about what's going on with you, what's going on in life, what's going on
Yeah.
in just in general.
Okay, so in life, let's see, personally, I'm at a point in life where I'm just, living life solving for peace. It's me and my husband, and we're been on this like huge journey, just like build a life that we love
Mm.
and to truly just be the best that we can for each other. And we focus on our health a lot and really just trying to figure out how to build a community. We moved from Texas to Georgia, so we live in Atlanta right now. So really like uproot our lives and just start off fresh. And it's been an interesting journey, just like figure out how to form new relationships as an
Mm.
adult, like make friendships as adults. It's harder than like what most people think, but it's been like a really, really good and fun journey on that part. And then like as far as like work and stuff, I mean, I'm currently working at Thrive Ortho and Spine. It's a personal injury clinic here in Atlanta. So that actually was a big reason why we came here. I have
Mm.
helped develop and open two of their clinics. So it's been like really, really great learning experience. And along with that, in the meantime, on the side, I've opened my own business to help like treat clients like outside of PT, outside of the personal injury clinic. So it's called Physiotique, Physical Therapy and Wellness. And yeah, it's just targeted towards the active adult population. If anyone's trying to get back to weightlifting, running, and just trying to be able to get off the floor, simple things like I'll either come to your house or you can come into the gym and we got you.
Okay. So let's just talk about all of this really quick because you're not busy.
I know. That's one thing.
I
So
mean, you ask
busy.
somebody what's going on, and then you ask somebody what's going on. And you're so newlywed. You're building community. That's a big thing. Like you just went through a whole lot of other really like everything you mentioned was really big, like life events. Like they say not to start a whole lot of stuff at the beginning, but you're launching your own business. You're a newlywed. You're moved to a new city and you're building
Yeah, yeah.
community and you're just amazing. I know you, I know your work ethic, I know your spirit and your energy. And hey, Shweta. And so I just think that this just is a testament to how we as women can be boss ladies, can, cultivate home, work on our profession, all of the pillars of core, right? Mind, body,
Yes,
spirit, professional health, marital
absolutely.
health, relationship health. There's just a lot going on there. So,
Yeah.
and you're still smiling and glowing in the,
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
and so I just think that this is why we have a whole month to celebrate us because this is who we are. You are like the epitome of a well-rounded woman. So let's
Oh,
clap for her.
that is so sweet. Oh my
I'm
goodness.
so proud. I have known Megan since she was 19 years old, or maybe
I know.
18. No, it was 19,
No,
I think.
I was 19.
Yeah.
Yes, that's 19 because I
And
was
so to
skipping
see
school.
you come full circle as it become like you, I have watched you become a young woman, and I'm super proud of all of this that you've accomplished.
Mhm.
So
Thanks, I know. That's so
Amber said,
cool.
yes, that's my friend. You
Hi,
got
Amber.
people
That's
on
my
here celebrating you. I love it. So anyway, um, so what I want to say, with all of that, I mean, one of the things you said you're helping people with your physical therapy, and you're helping them every day get up off the floor. You're helping them with pain management, all of the things. But before you get into that any further, if you want to touch it any further, you are a young doctor. How old were you when you became a doctor?
Um, okay, 27. I think I was 27.
You were
Yeah.
27 years old. Okay.
Yes.
So you became
27.
Dr. Megan Francisco Harris at 27 years old, which is huge. I mean,
Yes.
like a woman of color just doing your thing. And I've been along with you on the journey, but any journey, we all know that we are not islands, that any journey, it takes a tribe and a village and people holding you up and lifting you. So along that journey of becoming a doctor, who are some of the women that you felt like, we're talking about advocacy, mentorship, sponsorship, who have been just maybe a few women that have been that to you, and how did they do that for you?
Okay. Yeah. So I think, well, starting off, the first person I must say is you. It started back in undergrad. Just honestly to see you just be like a boss babe, a great wife, a great mother, and someone like giving up your like me time to help us as like undergraduate students
Mm,
to join this Thurgood Marshall College Fund Foundation. So you were one of the first people. And then like dating back to like high school, I would say that a huge portion was my basketball coach. She was one of like the first ladies I had ever met to actually see like live their faith out loud.
mm,
And I think that truly inspired me to just become bold and just trusting and knowing that God has my steps ordered.
yes.
Whenever I graduated, she actually like gave me like this family type Bible and like wrote in the front this whole message that I still have today. And honestly, it's just like the things that she wrote in there are things that I told her I wanted to do, and to look back and see that I'm actually doing them now, it's like just but God, because
Yeah.
it wasn't me.
Wow.
Yeah, so she was huge. Also, the second person I would say would be like this professor at Langston. Her name was Dr. Mary.
Mm,
She actually was my professor who brought me back to Africa for study abroad.
okay.
And
Oh, I
she was a
remember
huge
that.
portion of this. Yeah, yes. It was like a very pivotal moment in life for me. And the idea behind it is just that like you have to know where you came from
Mm,
in order to know where you're
mm,
going.
that
And
part.
with like going on that journey, we went to the west part of Africa, like was mostly like where as African Americans we were more than likely taken from, and got to stand in the door of no return that looks across to America. And like I would just never forget that portion of my life and that experience, because I think that that truly like, helped ground me in who I am like as a Black woman,
Mm,
and then as being sure like knowing that I have to stay strong, but just to keep to press on, because I know like exactly like where I came from and like what people fought for me to be where I'm at today.
me,
And then last person I would just say is like her name's Nikki Shelton. She's one of the founders. Well, she's the founder of Memorial Hermann Sports Orthopedic
mm,
and Residency Program in Houston. And whenever I think about like what I want to be as like a career woman
mm.
and in my field, I look up to her because she truly like carried me throughout my whole entire residency journey, like emotionally and mentally. And I can't thank her enough for that.
Wow. And like there's a quote that says we rise by lifting others. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And it's just like you are talking about women who are already like are in their journey of becoming, and I'm sure all of them had people backing them up. and they were giving to you along the way, and just helping support you along the journey. And I know that there were probably times where you felt like it was super hard,
Oh,
but because
oh
you
yes.
had that Bible and you had that phone a friend, and you
Yes.
had those people that were giving you advice and showing you, sometimes it's not even spoken, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is, sometimes it's the unspoken, what you're saying. You're like, I watched them, I saw what she was doing or whatever, and you're like, okay, if someone else can do it, you're like, it's like footprints in the sand. You know that, you know, they're paving the way. So thank you so much for sharing that. I'm so happy that you've had these,
Absolutely.
you know, women in your life that, you know, advocated for you, that sponsored you, that mentored you along the way. Because now, and I want you to talk a little bit about this, I know who you are and who you also have been, even in your journey while you were having all of this happen for you, what you were doing for other women. So um what I want you to tell me a little bit about how you do that, how you pay it backwards and forwards to other women, in advocating for them, and why it's important to you.
Yeah. So at this point in time in life, I feel like one thing that I really do appreciate about social media is that you're able to have access to people who normally you like probably wouldn't be able to see or even know. For
Mm,
example, there's been lots of women who have just reached out to me online to really just like ask how did I get to where I'm at today? Like what was the
wow.
pathway that I took? And I know like that takes a lot of courage, just like message a stranger. But I, but like personally, like, I like intentionally created an environment like within my social media, my page, like where I would feel open. I hope people feel open enough to talk to me. Like I hope I give up positive vibes
Right.
where you'd be like, okay, maybe I can ask this girl a question. So there's been like multiple women and men specifically like in the Black community that have reached out to me and just like asked if like how did I do what I did, I will do what I've done. And I've actually created like detailed messages and pathways and like given advice and done mock interviews for
Wow.
people just because like I want them to succeed. And like I think it's so important just to be able to like see someone who looks like you to be able to like strive for that. I know that you can do it. So that's been like a big thing. And also too with just like mentoring other students that have like come behind me into the clinic, like multiple times throughout the day, like we're able to like teach. And like I love teaching. I think that's a huge reason why I like got into this profession, because I like teaching people about their bodies and how to heal it. And
Mm.
so in that aspect, it's just been a really like huge and like thing that's given back to myself and like makes me feel like I have purpose whenever I'm able to like reach behind and then forward and just help to bring people up. And I love the success stories and people tell me, hey, like I got into school. That's always the best thing. Or like they're graduated. So
That's huge. I was actually on a diversity panel this week at my son's school for the high school students, not for his age group, but for the high school students. And they asked the question, like, when have you felt most seen? And it was a super diverse panel. And I just loved hearing all of the things that people say. And when I hear you talking, I'm like, I love that people can look at a profile and feel seen. Like,
yes.
here's someone that I want to aspire to be. She's on the same path that I'm on. And I feel like just by seeing her, I feel seen. And I want to reach out to her because I don't have anyone else in my immediate circle or in my world that can help me kind of achieve. And that, like you said, they're brave enough to take a step to go into your messages and ask for help. And then you're brave enough with all the irons you have in the fire, and that you have such a heart and a passion to see other women succeed, and you know, people that are in your field, that you would take the time to do all of what you just named, like do mock interviews and create, like, which I know you really do this stuff, which is crazy.
I know. I really do.
You're
I'm
like
like, wait, let
sending
me
out,
check
they're
in my
like, this is
calendar.
better than I thought it was. Like, jackpot. Girls like, okay. Like, everyone, just know that you
That
can
is the
get that with Megan,
response.
but everyone on the call, if you message to other people, you may not get any response. So she's a gem. She's a gem.
Yeah, I will message everyone back.
I know. I love that. Yeah. So, and I think it's great. And why you can do it, because, you know, you have the time and the capacity. And so that's so beautiful that how you're doing that. And I mean, one day, one of those people will be being interviewed and it'll be your name that mentored and
Aww.
advocated them. Isn't that
Yeah,
awesome?
yeah.
I'm like, you know,
Yeah, it
they're going to
really
be
is.
calling out your name. And this is why it's so important, because it's like a chain reaction. This is why we have to help each other out. So, you know, just speaking of being seen, and, you know, you talked a little bit about the advocacies, and some of these women may be it, but who actually, it could be someone from your family or someone that is even that you've never met or may never meet, but who are some of the women that inspire you when you look just in like globally or
Mhm.
community wise or family wise, and why?
I would say globally, I always say this, especially to my husband, that, I'm not a big person about like famous people. We're
Right.
all humans. But
Right.
if there's one person that I pass by and I see just walking along the street with their Secret Service, Michelle Obama, I'm going to go and
Yes.
tap her and say hello. I'm going to say hello because she truly just reading her book Becoming and just looking at all of her different talks, like when I think about a woman that I truly aspire to be like and inspires me to press on throughout the day, it truly is her. Like, she is just the gold mine of Black excellence and like what I want to be like. And when I think about someone who's just pressed on through hard times in life, and
Mm-hmm.
she can discuss openly about like the difficulties she's had in her marriage, it's like she's just warm. Like, to be a warm person is
Right.
what I've always wanted to be. And I know, like, me personally, I can come off very strong sometimes, but
Mm.
it's all through love.
Yes,
But it's like
I believe it.
trying to just embrace that. You know me.
I
But
have been the
yes, just trying.
recipient of that strength, so I'm just saying,
Yeah, so Michelle Obama is like the one person, if she ever hops on this live, I would love to
girl.
meet her. Seriously.
First and foremost, if she ever hops on this live, pause.
Right,
Will
we're
I
gonna
know
just
how
add
to
her in.
act? And will anyone be able to tap her, because the way that I'm gonna be smiling in her face and just over ecstatic to see her. But
Yes.
no, I'm with you. She's an amazing mentor to so many of us, and we can see ourselves in her. And that's just the beauty of having that moment, to have like a woman of color in the White House and as the first lady, and the most educated first lady ever to be there, by the way.
In that part, it's
Okay,
like the
we need to
education
always
piece.
call that out and remind us all.
Yes.
But
Most educated.
yes. Who else is there?
Yeah. And then I would also say, like how I was saying earlier, just like Nikki Shelton, she was like a very pivotal moment in person in my life. So how I was saying that she is a Black woman who's in Texas. So she started the Memorial Herman orthopedic residency and sports residency. And so I was accepted into that program.
Mm-hmm.
They only accept 5 people out of 1,000. And I truly believe that she was the reason that I was able to participate in that. Like, on the back end, I heard how much like she like fought for me to be there, and was just really supporting like my journey of growing as a clinician, as a person, and how she truly just like loves the community and wants to reach back out, and actually does, and like actually pulls people up whenever it comes to like the healthcare space. Only 5% of 5% of physical therapists are Black. And
Wow.
when it comes to like the people who truly really need services and help, that discrepancy is very difficult and hard, because lots of times, like, as within the medical field, you want to see someone as your provider who looks like you. And
Yes.
even being in Atlanta, I
Mm-hmm.
understand that even to a greater deal now, because just the excitement that people walk into the room, they see like, oh, you're my physical therapist. Like, I've never had a Black physical therapist before
Yes.
in Atlanta, Georgia.
Right.
So it's just,
No, that's
so it's
that's rare. You can usually can find a lot of, healthcare providers of color there.
Yeah, yes, exactly. So it's just like her heart for truly just reaching back and wanting to create equality within the healthcare space and to just grow in that has been a huge piece of what I look to, as far as like, this is something that I could do, what I could be, and to just have like her as a forever resource has been truly like inspiring on this journey. I
Awesome.
really can't thank her enough for everything that she's
You're
done for me.
gonna have to make sure to send her this so she can see it and hear you.
Yes,
I love
I
that.
will.
She sounds
Yeah.
amazing. Well, awesome. Thanks so much for sharing that. I mean, it's women like these that kind of we can look to and know what is possible too. So that's great. So yeah, I think, just I'm really big on like leaving things with our core audience. So, what, if anything, is anything like recently that's a reflection or a quote or a piece of inspiration? What would you want to say to the women and men on this live and those that will be watching it later? What would you want to say to them or leave with them?
Yeah. So I think a pivotal thing in life that as I've reached my 30s that I've learned that I think would be a great nugget for most people is that, we're all in this race of life. So the best thing to do and the best advice I can give is that to focus on running your own race. So be
Mm,
like seeing the horses. They have blinders. So like a horse with blinders on. They can't see what's going on to the right of them. They can't see what's going on to the left of them. They're just focused on what's happening ahead. So they don't have time to compare where everybody else is at.
mm.
Because God put you on a path, you're running your race, and your race is what's most important. And so the only caveat to that is if somebody like happens to bump into you on the way and you see that they're running the race too, but you have the ability to support them in capacity, then don't be afraid to just pull them alongside of you and run together, because we also have to be sure that we're supporting one another throughout life.
Girl, it's
And that's all.
the whole word. Okay. Are y'all inspired with me? I'm like, girl, I hope you thought of that like you said that before, because if you just came up with that on the cuff, I am super
Well,
like, wow,
that's
that is
been my whole
amazing.
motto these past 2 years of life. That's my
So
whole motto.
like it's for
Run
me.
your race.
It's for me. So thank you so much. Wow. So tell us because I know we didn't even really touch on your podcast or anything. So tell us where to find you. If
Yeah.
there's anything that we need to know that we can tune in on, where to look for you. Tell us all that.
For sure. So on Instagram, I'm Dr. Megan Harris, and you can also find my business page if you want to work with me at Physiotique on Instagram as well. And as far as the podcast you mentioned, so my husband and I, we do have a podcast. We've been having it for like 4 years now. We have been on hiatus, but it is called Get It Together. Together spelled TWOGETHER. And we focus on exploring how to grow and work together and truly build a life you love alongside your partner. So that is all the places you can find me. And like I said, I'm open book. I'd love for have questions if I can help you with anything. If you're a PT looking for a job in Atlanta, hit me up. We're hiring.
Woo!
But yes, all those places.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining and being part of our March Story series,
Yay.
Megan, and sharing your heart
Thanks for
and a little bit of your
inviting me.
story and journey, and for being an amazing core sister.
Oh, thanks. Love you so
Love
much.
you
You're the best.
too. Take care.
Bye.
Have a good evening. Bye.